love playing music on this stage. There's no place that I would rather be than right here. There was a church van that came around every Wednesday, every Sunday, and I lived in a pretty rough neighborhood, so they always, missioned there. They wanted to get as many kids as they could to come to church, essentially. And so one day I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. That would be awesome. I think I was like 8 or 9, probably. And from that time until I was probably 13, I would say, it was the best time of my life. I mean, I was so involved in church and all of the church goings-ons and gatherings and, whatever. And basically, I kind of got excommunicated from the church. And I wanted to join the church as like kind of like a youth leader of the church. And they didn't like that the way that I looked or dressed or where I lived or, who my family was. And so growing up in that kind of church that I was in, everyone has to vote on if you can become a member of the church. And so, you come in on a Sunday and they all stand up and vote. Essentially, if you're like, you can be baptized in the church and you become a member of the church. So I was saved and baptized in this church. So, the next step would have been to become a member of the church, like a full-time member, as a family member of the church. And they didn't like it, and they didn't want that. So they told me no, and it crushed me. Because growing up, my family, I just didn't, my family weren't in church. I was the only one going to church. And, I kind of wanted to be a light for my family and be like, yeah, get them excited about going to church and come to church and all the activities that I got to do in church. But most importantly, how God had impacted me when I was a kid. So I was crushed when I found out that I wasn't going to be a member of the church, a full family member of the church. So I stopped going completely. For a long time, I didn't know where I stood with God. I blamed God. I was like, if you wanted me to be in your kingdom, why am I not allowed, basically? I met my current roommates, and it's kind of, so I moved from Kentucky to Tennessee and was traveling, playing music. Some things happened, and I moved back east to East Tennessee and ended up having the opportunity to move to Glasgow. And I wasn't really expecting anything, just another place to live, and I wasn't really walking with God at that point. He was walking with me, but I wasn't walking with him, And so I ended up meeting a close friend of mine and the bass player of our band, church band, and that got me really excited about coming to church. And I didn't really know if that was for me yet. I didn't know what I wanted to do. It brought back feelings that I didn't understand. And I knew that God was working through me. He wanted me to come back to church, of course. He wanted me to be with my Christian family and all of that. So I gave it a chance, and Father's Day of last year I actually came was the first time that I came to RiverLake, and I really enjoyed it. You know, Pastor Nick's a great guy. I love the whole team. You know, everybody here was awesome service. It was great. And so I started coming to church every now and then here. I kind of felt it. I felt God kind of stirring in me again, and trying to get me excited about church and coming back. And I was still kind of on the fence about it. And so I met my current roommates, and they had been a part of church for years. There was a open position in the band, or there was going to be, or whatever. There was an open jam night, and I was like, maybe that would be my kind of in. Maybe God is using music to get me to come back to church. Music is my strength. It's what I look to. I took the opportunity, and I was really nervous about it because I played music for so many years for me. I didn't really know what it looked like to stand up here and worship God and have God work through me for other people. I have a hard time with that. I struggle with that a lot because I don't want to make it about me. Be playing music up here is not about me at all. It's not about anybody on the stage. It's for Him. So I have a hard time. I had a hard time. I'm getting a lot better about it now, but I had a hard time separating myself, to let Him work. We're all given a talent. For me, it's music. For other people, it could be anything. I don't know what that looks like for other people. Music is all I've really known. So, but I think that it's very important that I use the gift that God gave me to, lead people into the kingdom of heaven. That's all I can say.